Wow.
Three-quarter size.
I was going to say, I think it's almost me.
Yeah. Hello, I'm Rob. I'm a painter from Castlemaine in Victoria.
Hi, I'm Costa, and I love nature.
It was a nice meeting, actually. Costa hopped off the train, so caught the train from Southern Cross to Castlemaine, and he came to our place and he mentioned that he'd missed breakfast because he had to run for the train while someone was chatting about something to him, and he missed picking up his sandwich. So my wife, being a real feeder, immediately whipped out like a beautiful bowl of congee, and we sat in the backyard, and that warmed up Costa. And I think that, made everything comfortable. It always helps everything kind of land after a good meal.
For me, that was like the equivalent of a Greek avgolemono. Like, it was just a hug, and then everything was just on a totally cleared level, content. I've arrived, and I felt so welcome.
Everything kind of just unfolded, everything just kind of came out, which gave me a larger picture from the person that I'd experienced, sitting in front of Gardening Australia with my dad. We do that every Friday night because I stay at Dad's house. It was really wild to see the person on screen in the backyards everywhere, and then sitting in my backyard having some congee and, partaking in a portrait process. The idea was to picture Costa and a place. So I saw a garden with a path, and I thought that was really lovely and indicative of the way I met Costa, just popping off the train. Costa obviously has a grasp on that because he's always moving from WA to the East Coast and everywhere in between, and planting little seeds of inspiration and imparting his wonderful knowledge to everybody, and just the passion.
Yeah, it's interesting what Rob said about how I didn't speak of a specific landscape. I really appreciate it that it wasn't a specific, because not pick your favourite child. I think there's a bit of every landscape in that photo without it being this prescriptive thing.
In the foreground, there's a lot of plants and foliage, but it gives way to this expanse, which looks like a kind of rural expanse, a bit of cleared land and a few gum trees.
Yeah, and that mid-range is a bit Blue Mountains because you've got the colour and the tone in there.
Yeah.
So there's scale. When I think about my life and where it goes, and given that this is a National Portrait Gallery, it's not just this blow up of my noggin, just like, oh, there he is, that's him. I think you've really struck right on.
Yeah.
I just think that it's right on the money, because it didn't confine me to just one facet of my world.
Oh, it's big.
I mean, I think initially when I walk in, I'm just looking at the whole thing and just like, whoa, seeing it in the gallery, it's like, oh, this is pretty full on. Yeah, I just think, no, the title really moved me.
That's a really nice title.
Oh, thanks, Costa. Yeah, there was so many gems.
So I was just getting my head around that, but then when I went up and read the title, that's what pushed me over the edge.
That's a nice kind of core message that I think.
I just think it's so beautiful. Like, it's not ours, it's us.
Oh, that's really so. It says everything.
Like, that is purely First Nations, that's mob connection to country. Like, they are country.
Oh, the title, you got me.
Oh, good.
You really got me. That's sort of so much about how I look at things.